Salam everyone. Hope your evenings are well and you're all healthy and hearty. Okay, as I had started with, firstly, wishes to everyone for a good health, and we are lucky to have these protected days by Swami, and obviously every person in the world is being kept safe and secure from this pandemic. And rest, I wanted to say that in my previous session, I had addressed Swami as the best friend, the Sakha who, even in small matters, he jumps in and helps us out. But I want to actually focus this time a kind of view where he is a global educator who takes care of everyone's education and everyone's development and overall development so that each one of us can stand in a place in the world with doing enough and sometimes obviously more than that for our family, for our own self, and for our extended family. So here I would like to spot his way of uh, diverting my whole life towards Swami. And from the time when I did not know who Sai Baba was, Sat Sai Baba was, and till date, where it has been totally directed, and he is a director of my film. So in year 2005, when I completed my 10th standard, and at the time when when students actually have a havoc of tension that what will be my stream and what will be my college where I'll be joining and where we will be excelling and where we'll be stepping towards. So obviously I was worried which stream I'll be taking. So like with all of my heart, I wanted to become a doctor, a medical stream person, and I was very much interested in biology subjects. But it's all Swami's grace how it happened. I will just tell you. And I'm a person of interest into a separate routine, a hostel life, and a life away from home where I have to manage, struggle each step for my own self. So I happened to bump into a friend of mine who was a schoolmate for me. He was in my school where we are studying in DTEA, which is in Delhi. It's a Tamil school. It's open for all Tamilian citizens in Delhi. So I was studying there, and suddenly I bumped into this friend, and he says that I am joining a college at Sathya Sai Baba Ashram. So I was like puzzled as I heard for the first time. So I just happened to see this particular photo on some kind of prospectus. Nothing else he told me. He just said it's a school where elite student join and they have to secure at least 90-95%. So and seeing my that time status, it was like 74-75%. So I just thought, yeah, it must be a competitive school. So that's not my fate. So I just dropped the idea within me itself. So I did not approach anyone, my parents, about this, and I just went home. So it was time of pre-board, and those days my maternal uncle was not a regular visitor to our house. So he happened to drop in one day, and he had this photo on his diary. I just jumped out of seat that I want to join here. He said, "You know about this?" I said, "I saw somewhere his photo, and 11th standard there is a place. There are exams held. That much I know." He just said, "Okay, you know this much. I'll be directing you further." So he helped me fill the form, prospectus, fill the form, and due to Swami's grace, I was selected, and I went there and gave exam. And lo and behold, in 11th standard, that a friend of mine found me there. Hey Mohit, how come you're here? I said, see, I did not know that how come I'm here, but I'm very much sure that this magnanimous person is quite welcoming me and people like me, even with the average percentage here, and with any kind of miraculous way. Obviously, I cleared exam, interview, and so on, but I felt so thankful to him that he has given a way for me to join the cyber. So this was the first step in my life how I joined this team of Sai community, and from then I am very much sure that life has totally taken a turn. Even though I had a kind of elevation for such bhakti and bhajans and serving people, but this has given a new dimension totally to my life as from when I have joined Sai. Swami. So, so this was the first step where I got a development in my life. So, wanted to say about something about my family status then, when Swami had got me into his fold. So it was so miraculous for me to be picked for this school. The time was so crunched that my father was facing a kidney ailment, and his both kidneys were failed, and he was undergoing dialysis. And dialysis, for everyone who doesn't know about it, it's a kind of blood purification process where kidney fails and it is done by a mechanical procedure, and that is a very costly procedure. So for any layman, once want to know it, must be costing at least 40 to 50,000 then in 2005 for each dialysis. For every dialysis we have to spend 40 50,000 bucks INR. And at the same time, when I was in just 10th standard, me and my sister are twins, so we both were in same standard without an earning. My mother was not earning because she was a homemaker, and my elder brother, who had just started his professional life, he was a civil engineer. He was just earning 2,500 bucks, and my father, who had a business of transport, he did not have because he could not do because of this physical challenges, because he was not able to be now fully flourished way into his business because he had to go for dialysis, then he gets tired and so. So at those times I could see there were few people known to my brother came up to us, and one family from Sai community came up to us for some help. But it was all my studies, my sister's studies. It was all uncertain what will go on further. And at that such a crucial time, I was handpicked by Swami, even with the average 74.5%, and where it's supposed to be for only for elite students. And I was given such an education system where I did not worry about college fees, food and accommodation. It is just in comparison to other colleges in Delhi, it is so flawless and with such a perfection and excellence. And I was very lucky enough to be a part of such institute. So my father, who was not a believer, his first sentence was, my mother's name is Srimati Kantipati Sharma. So first sentence was, "Kya Kanti? आप तुमने भी इसको बाबा के चक्कर में फंसा दिया." I still remember his first statement towards Swami in the time 2005. And when I came back from the college after doing my 11th, 12th, and BCom honors, these 5 years I spent there. And in 2011, when I came back 2010, he really used to say, "Mohit, आज घर पे आया, आज भजन सोंगे पहले तो." So that was a transformation into my family and my life. So I would like to thank him for all the grace and impact into my life. And obviously, father was very happy. Now he's no more. He had left us all in 2011. My father as well in 2011 March. So some of the developments which I would like to focus, or some kind of you can say would like to share with my family here. So development number one into my academics. So as I mentioned 2 3 times, I was a person as a student scoring 75%. So when I went into Swami's college, I just did not get a chance to better in my studies, but I got a chance to the be a part of lovely Gram Seva. That used to be a 1 month process. I would say it's a process of, I call it paap katna. I mean, in Hindi, I just purposely say it, but it's in English. I can translate it as into, like, we earn good deeds through which we can nullify our any kind of negative standing in our credit in our lives. So once I call it as a process of 1 month, here we learn sacrifice. In this process, we learn sacrifice. We learn how to share. We learn to toil for someone's kind of some, so that someone can relish on, or on the foods which is prepared, on the food item which is prepared by Ankur sisters community. And we provide them clothes, and we can see a kind of aura on their face. They are very secluded place into some kilometers and miles away. from the normal city. We can see people without clothes. They are actually put with challenges. They are living with such a strange worries and challenges. And when we go and share all these prasadam with them, they used to be cheerful, faces, and they used to be so welcoming. And we used to obviously have small kids coming out laddu, extra laddu. So we used to even share with them, and getting up early in the morning, getting ready, and going by a Tata 407 kind of vehicle together. It gives us such a feeling that it has actually built, it has actually helped me make myself a man of service, man of a person who can always think for someone who's not eating in front of me than looking at my own self first. And I always tend to happen. It happens with me that I always try to think that if that person is not having some food items, so let me try to first give it to me because I have enough in my house. All the resources are there. So it has given me a different kind of image to my own self that I think no other institute or no other uh, education system could have empowered me with. So that is a development. At first, I would like to say it is all about the seva which we learn. Second thing I cherish a lot when we see how students are actually encouraged to go and give blood into blood donation camps. So it was the first day when I donated my blood in Swami's College in General Hospital, in Super Specialty Hospital, Puttaparthi. And after that, you may not believe that I have given at least more than 30 to 40 times. I have donated blood, and every time I go, I never feel that I'm going somewhere outside. But it is always like, Swami's photo is there, and I just go while listening to bhajans, I donate blood, and I always feel very good. So it may happen that I am visiting Mumbai. So I contact my Mumbai brothers, what's happening, any kind of program function. Yeah, blood donation is there. So please add my name. I'll be falling on that day, dropping in that day, and I'll be donating my blood. So this is one of the seva which got inbuilt in me. And apart from that, in many of the functions here in Delhi, even nowadays, for example, last year it was so cherishing that generally our family members are away, but in the Corona times when we got together at home because it's all working from home for everyone, so we purposely, me and my sister, filled a two Mayur jugs of 10 liter each, okay, and took it by rickshaw to one place. And we know it's a very scorching heat, and it was the kind of 43, 44, and in the noon, that was the dedicated efforts for our lunch time. We used to have lunch earlier, and we used to type in for office that we'll be coming in half an hour after lunch, and we used to go and serve water, ruabza. I mean, it's a sweetened drink, and with this kind of cold sweetened drink. So when we used to serve on roads, there used to be many laborers, ladies, gents. They just had one reaction. They used to, raise their hand, touch our heads, that you will get whatever you want in life. So I used to always remember the days when we used to serve, seva in Swami's College. So that kind of habits have been built in. So apart from that, I would like to share one incident in my studies, how I got kind of shock and my improvements in my studies. So here I had given 12th exams in Swami's College. And what had happened was, generally what happened in 12th standard, boys and girls are made sit together in a big hall, and in presence of invigilator, we'll be writing exams. So I remember in my accounts exam, I had studied very late in the night. So it was like starting 15 minutes, I'm writing exams. And suddenly I observe on my paper, there is a big cut kind of thing. I realized a moment later that I was getting sleep because I had actually studied whole night and slept at 4:30 a.m. I literally realized what a blunder I had done. I looked at Swami's photo. Swami, it's all in your hand. Please, in 12th standard, please don't allow me to do such a big blunder in my life. It's a basically transition stage, where it leads to a good college, Swami's college, whether I'll get in or not. So that kind of. So I was worried. Then I tried once again, washing my face and came back and then tried to write. Again, 5 minutes, I same way faced that I'm getting sleep. Then I was like bold enough to call, excuse me, ma'am. So the ma'am came. Yes, ma'am. Yes, what's your name? I said, Mohit Sharam. Yes, please tell me, ma'am. Could you help me in one way? What? Could you wake me in 10 minutes? So she said, boy, are you actually making fun or what kind of fun it is? I said, ma'am, I had studied up to 4:30 a.m. So it's a blunder, I know, but I am not able to write my exams. Well, then, boy, you won't even pass an exam if you do this way. I said, only 15 minutes, ma'am. I can manage. So she just allow me to, have a kind of nap there. And I, before waking me, woken by her, I woke up myself, started writing. So I was quite sure that my exams went kind of okay. And the cherry on the cake was in my pre-boards, I had scored 33 1/3 out of 100 in English. So we have Mishra sir in our school. So he knew he's in danger and he will not be able to pass until he burns oil throughout night, and he extraordinarily work hard. And moreover, seeing this incident, I was sure that there are not one subject, there are two subjects now in which I can flunk. So I was very much worried. And we used to have this phone system. After exam, I just contacted my parents. I said, Mama, I don't know, we'll have to make some arrangement after Swami's. If I'm taken out from here, I won't pass. My mother said, don't worry, just pray to Swami and keep it to yourself, and he'll take care. I was like the first time that she's more confident of Swami than me. So I said, okay, let's dedicate to him and let's see whatever happens. Just study, keep studying for other exams. My mother's suggestion was this. So I did the same. I continued my exams, and that's how exams got over. So there was a batchmate whose name was Bingo. So Sabrish. So his parents used to be very kind of parents for me, because my father could not come from Delhi. As I said, my father was having physical ailment. So they used to come and they used to love me. They used to provide food. They used to make me eat with things. They used to gift me that, keep this. It's every weekend you can have this food item. So they were so loving. So that time they took me to home. They took me to their house in Bangalore, and that's what my mother said. You keep there, be there, be keep working hard for BCom level exam for Swami's college, and let's pray, let's pray. So I just dedicated that. What all efforts, what all I know it was bare minimum. What all efforts I could put to his feet, and I just said, "Let's see what happens." So, to my utter shock, what had happened? Auntie said that Mohit, today exams results are coming, so please note down. I'll be punching in your roll number and I'll be reading out the marks. I said, okay, let's do it. So first paper, she said, please note down economics 92. I said, no, no, auntie, please refresh the page. It might be the wrong roll number. Please refresh, because economics I am not that good. She said, okay, if you're saying I'll exit and re-enter, not a problem. So she did that. She said, Mohit, 92 in economics. I said, okay, I'll write, auntie, no problem. Then she said, business studies 94. I said, theory, I am supposed to be very weak. Why it is 94, 92? I'm getting worried. It must be different Mohit Sharma. I said, please, auntie, please refresh it. I'm not sure of it. So, Mohit, you just said this roll number and we are supposed to note down the numbers now. We'll see it later. I said, please, auntie, just for my sake. And I was like, already tears started rolling. Even if it was an expectation, it was so loving and so lovely. I already started crying. I just brushed up my tears and just again, auntie, please refresh the page. So she said. Then when she said accounts Mohit 89, I said no, it cannot be me. I'm 100%, 110% sure. She just said, Mohit, note down, else I'll slap you. I said, okay, Sarah, I'll just note down. then then last what she said was like, I was like, leave it. I mean, I'm out of the world. I'm somewhere in seventh heaven. She said, Mohit, English, you got 93. I said, Auntie, ho hi nahi sakta. It cannot be me. Understand? So it was supposed to be the highest in the college. Chakra and me had secured the highest in English. So I was like, ये नहीं हो सकता. And just I literally went out of house, and one used to be one lovely bhajan used to be of mine, were my favorite. So it's like Sai Ram Ghanshyam Bhagwan Tumhara Naam, तुम बिन कोई नहीं रखवाले. I mean, why I say this? Because even a small child builds his faith over that kind of elementary things. He doesn't have a worry. बड़े होके मैं, while I become elder, what I'll be earning. No, he'll be worried. What is my marks? Whether I have good friends or not. My father scolds me. No, at least I have got good bhajans or good pencil box. So it is that level. So when I was a kid, I was measuring the whole world that way. So when I got this as a shock, and when I came back first for darshan, luckily Swami has allowed. I was passing BCom exam, so I joined Brindavan. So in my first darshan, when we came to Parthi, Mishra sir bolte, what Mishra sir, my teacher, he just called, come here. I just Saram sir, how are you? बोलते हैं, तेरा तुम्हारा सीबीएसई में कोई जानकार है क्या? मैंने कहा नहीं सर. तुम किसी बिग शॉट के बेटे हो? I said no sir. The you know someone who can recommend you, or you can who can be influential that level? No sir. English में 93 कैसे आया? So I was like, see sir, I had put my few of the ways of writing. I actually very basic. I would like to share this. I don't know why I got this idea in my exam hall. Might be that accounts went bad, other exam went bad, so I just tried to be focused here. He had suggested me, Mohit, you write too much. So what I did, I wrote first report writing. It came to 10 lines. I saw handwriting is bad. It was too much of just write. Wrote a rough draft over it, and I have written the fair draft, and I reduced the unnecessary sentence and written in a very good language. I mean handwriting. So I did the whole paper like this, and luckily I got this good scoring. So I was very happy that time. So I just feel that that day and those times he had made me a kind of two-way secure academically, and second is my spiritual or the emotional wise. Third, I would like to share with you parental wise how I have been helped out by Swami. My birthday falls in my sorry, my sister and my birthday falls. We were twins actually. I am 4 minutes elder to her, but in South India they consider the one who has born later as an elder one. So she is technically elder to me by 4 minutes, and we both were happy this time that we are coming to we're coming home and we'll be celebrating together. Else it was happening that we have to go back to college. She did her BSc honors in Swami's college. So that year was quite different. What had happened was this: early morning, we are awake. My mother did, doctor had trained my mother to do the dialysis at home. So it is a kind of sugar glucose bag dialysis. It is some kind of technical thing. So it's a kind of dialysis done through a sugar water bags. So she had done that, and we were so happy that didi chalo upar chalte hain papa ko jaga ke, we will be celebrating our birthday. I had bought cake, and I had bought a few cold drink things and all. I'm ready to go and surprise Papa in second floor. We were on first floor. Once we reached on second floor, what we saw, mother had gone to washroom. We saw father's dialysis going on, but when we woke him up, he was not breathing. So we like Papa birthday celebrate karna. He was not breathing actually, and it just happened that something struck my mind. I don't know why. Uh, there is a ring which is given by Swami to me, and when I just felt this, I just immediately took out my ring and I put it in father's finger. And literally, I called my mother. Mother said, "Yeah, she is not breathing." My mother called two few more neighbors. They all said. One doctor also was there, so he came and said he is not breathing. He is no more. Ma'am, please go to hospital and somehow get it checked out. Some final. We all started crying there itself. We all started crying, and then what? Now everything is already lost. as per our normal layman's terminologies, everything was already lost. So we tried to contact my elder brother. He was coming from office, what to do, what not to do. I just went out and I cried like, what, Swami, wow, birthday. You're supposed to give me a gift and you have taken away something. It's the first time that Swami has taken away something. So I really felt so broken. And when I went downstairs, my sister, twin sister, was crying in such a bitter way. I said, okay, really hota hai. Swami hai. I think that was designed this way because we all are like medicines. We don't know what's the expiry date. That's the only difference between us and medicine. So we was just crying and we just came up. One of the neighbors said, "पापा की उंगली हिल रही है." I said, "Hey, don't make fun." बोलते ऊपर जाओ फटाफट से. And when it was in year 2008, 2008 or 9, 2008 or 9 somewhere in our second year. So when we went and checked, he just got up and he was like, हटाओ इसको, हटाओ इसको, वो कहाँ है? I said, पापा क्या हुआ? And first of all, we are already not able to absorb the shock that he was no more few minutes back, and he's like shouting right now at us. So first time I was very happy that he's shouting at us. So I said, what happened? Why it is so? बोलते नहीं, वो आया था, वो ऑरेंज कपड़ों में आए थे, वो उनको बुला के लेके आओ, मेरे को सुई लगा के गए. So we were all in tears. I didn't know what dream he had. I had not known that moment what dream he had seen. And my mother just came and she broke into tears that he's okay now. My mother just, as she entered second floor, she just saw he's sitting. She just sat there itself, started crying. And she started thanking Swami. And we were all in the same way. When everything got clear, then Papa said, cake lao, we'll cut the cake. I said, Papa, what did you have? What had you seen? He had seen in his dreams or wherever he went to whatever level might have left body somewhere he has seen that mummy had left the dialysis process and went and she had gone away. Then when when it was breathing a challenging breathing for him, suddenly someone in orange kind of cloth, he came, he did something, he put some 2 3 needles into his chest and kuch kiya. Then he was talking to him, उठ जाओ, no need to sleep, you have to go, you have to go. Some kind of this broken conversation he just told us. मुझे इतना याद है, मुझे परेशान मत करो, don't bother me, I just remember this much. I said, okay, this is enough. We have our indication, got our message, it's enough. So when this happened and I went back to where my sister was crying, then I just sat alone and I looked at Swami's photo. We did not have this big photo because we were slightly challenging in financial matters that time, but we had small photo where it's personal photo. So when I was looking at this photo and one of the tears rolled on his photo, I just felt, oh, sometimes back I had actually told that every birthday he gives, but this time he's taken away. So I really felt, and my father called me, Mohit, ये अंगूठी किसने पहनाई? ये तो स्वामी ने तुझे दी ना, पहन ले. So he just shouted back that Swami has given you this ring, please take it away. I said, okay, now work is done, so you can give back to me. So, so in a parental way also, I had faced such a situation, and that was thing happened with me. So I don't know whether how many of us has faced this, but that was so breathing for me, so relaxing for me that my papa is back. So later, obviously, for next 3 years, he was living with us. He was enjoying the time, and he had actually become better in his health. And I don't know, it was it seems so that physically he is now fit, but time is over, so he has to go. That was kind of situation that he left us to abort. So this was a time when I felt his hands were always with me. And lastly, one more incident I would like to share. So lastly, what happened was when one of the darshans, I was just sitting, and I was sitting in fourth row, but I had written something in letter regarding Papa's health. So it was quite normal in my 11th standard first year. I don't know how to present letter to Swami. So I was just sitting in fourth row somewhere, and the first row only Swami called the students at the first row that give your letter, I read and he'll bless. So I was sitting in the fourth row, and I was that day very emotionally touched because doctor had told my father's creatinine has moved to that level that it might damage his kidney. So that was the starting when he was facing this kidney failure. So I was literally, I had written just one liner in my letter. I was actually crying with him and just wiped my tears. Swami has come for darshan. Swami is sitting there. Bhajans are going on. And I was like sitting and just listening there. Swami, please listen to me. Please indicate even at least by a look that, I know what's your problem. I'll take care, man. Don't worry. So I was just trying to look at him intensely all time during a 2.5 hours darshan. Veda got over, bhajan started. Bhajans that day extended, extraordinarily extended to 1.5 hours, and still Aarti is not happening. I'm just looking at him and looking at him. He will revert. That's my experience. He will at least look back. Suddenly he calls me like this. I said no, no, no. He didn't call me. I just looked around. Everyone said Mohit is calling you because I was sitting so straight and he was still like, and because I was standing, sitting with this letter in my hand the whole time. So he just called me. I said, no, 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 go, go, go. He's calling you. I just came, went to him. Saw me. I was going to give letter. And I know Tamil actually. My mother is Tamilian, as I mentioned earlier. So he said, Enna ittu. He didn't see, take my letter. Enna ittu. I said, appada udambu. First he asked, Enna ittu means what happened? Suddenly, without a gap, without my revert being done, he said, Papa ki tabiyat, father's health. I know. We'll take care of him. Don't worry. By the time you take this, he took out Vibhuti and given to me. And that was first time what Vibhuti is not much because only Vibhuti is supposed to be only that, we get in hostel, we apply it and daily come for darshan. So he took out Vibhuti and gave this, go, give it to Papa and everything will be all right. And I was like, what is supposed to be done with letter? He said, keep letter with you. I have already read it. So only that one line was written, my father's kryptonine is too much or is going out of the way and he's facing physical ailment. So that was the few incidents and few supporting events in life that had given me, faith. Why people commit suicide and these issues happen? Because they don't have faith within their own system. They don't have faith that I will someday come back to the normal situation or will fight back and will still smilingly spend each day. So that system was inbuilt in us while we went through the education system or the spirituality system through Bal Vikas or through Sai Seva organization system. So I think that this inbuilt system is given to everyone, and that's how I saw my education being rightly directed, my personal life being rightly given a path, and my parents were having good good enough grace of his, which was easily seen by me, and I will never forget this. Even though these eyes right now are brimming with excitement, might be one day whenever we leave this, still I think it will be embedded in my life how he actually played a role, and I always cherish this. So I mean, with this thought, I would leave the family with the thought that he is just not a friend, but he is a planner, he is a director who sees each aspect of us. It may it be in any form. Some people say this, some people say that kind of form, but I can just feel one thing about Swami. His look, his sight gives me a confidence. And in fact, this photo is very, very, closest to my heart. Whenever I'm in a problem or whenever I'm happy, I always sit with him and just share my experience. So I really feel good that I have been into his fold since 2005 onwards. So thanks for all patience listening, and thank you to him that he gives me excitement and happiness that I come forward and share with you all these experiences. Thanks a lot, everyone.